across to more breaking news coming in connection with the Central Vista project. Now, the Supreme Court has declined to entertain pleas challenging the Delhi High Court order that gave nod to the construction of Central Vista amidst the pandemic. Ananya is joining me live on the broadcast. Ananya, give us more details of what the Apex Court has said.
Well, yes, clearly the Supreme Court today declined to entertain, dismissed basically these petitions which had challenged the Delhi High Court order, in which the High Court had dismissed similar petitions which had claimed that the Central Vistas project could become a super spreader of coronavirus. However, the court noted that since a lot of other projects are also, construction projects are also going on, then Central Vistas is being made a selective, it's a motivated petition. The High Court had given these findings, and the similar findings have also been given today by the Supreme Court, saying that the petitioner was completely selective in its motive. In fact, the Supreme Court also went on to say that 1 lakh cost which was imposed by the High Court was too less if this is the attitude of the petitioners in this case. In fact, the Supreme Court also said that the findings of the High Court were prima facie true.
Ananya, I'm sorry I'm having to interrupt you here, but Gaurav Bhatia from the BJP is now with us on the phone line. Gaurav, your reaction to this latest development that has come in? The Supreme Court has dismissed pleas on the Central Vista project.
It is good that Supreme Court has refused to interfere in the PIL that has been filed. PIL stands for Public Interest Litigation. These PILs that are being filed are political interest litigation, where a certain lobby wants to stall the progress of construction of parliament and other important institutions so that the country can't progress. And this has become a repeated exercise in violation of the spirit of law. They're abusing the process of law, and that is why it is good that the Honorable Supreme Court has refused to entertain such frivolous and motivated pleas.
Absolutely, Gaurav, and it now seems that the path is absolutely clear when it comes to the construction of the Central Vista project, because the judiciary has made its position very, very clear. All right, not too sure if Gaurav Bhatia is still connected with us, but I believe we have reconnected that audio line. Gaurav Bhatia, I was just saying to you that the judiciary has made its position very clear when it comes to the construction of the Central Vista project, and it now seems that the obstacles are off, the path is clear when it is about the Central Vista.
See, the resolve of the government is very firm, and it would not deter the government from going ahead with the construction of the project, because it is not a luxury, it is a necessity for our country, for our democracy. And a few rounds in the Honorable Supreme Court where petitions have been dismissed, then in the Delhi High Court also, but these people who are all politically charged are using the forums of judiciary to hamper the progress of the government. And this is unacceptable. It amounts to abuse of process of law. And thus, rightly so, the Honorable Supreme Court and the Delhi High Court have refused to even, entertain such petitions. And cost was also imposed by the Delhi High Court, if I recollect correctly.
Very true. And the Supreme Court has also called it a motivated petition, which is selective in nature. So pretty much on the same lines that you're speaking, Gaurav Bhatia, thank you for joining us. I want to bring in my colleague Ananya once again, because he was detailing for us what the Apex Court has said on this matter. And Ananya, exactly the point that I was making to Gaurav as well, that the Supreme Court has called it a motivated petition and said that it is selective in nature, calling out the lobby.
Yes, truly, when the hearing was going on, the bench was continuously asking if the HC order was being challenged, on what grounds. And again, Siddharth Luthra, who was senior advocate Siddharth Luthra, who was appearing for the petitioners, was saying that there was no COVID facility and making the allegations through the center's affidavit. But however, the Supreme Court clearly stated that these are selective in nature, and clearly these are motivated petitions. In fact, the High Court had also held that Central Vistas is a very public interest project, and it is very essential for the democracy that such projects are completed. In fact, the High Court, when it had passed the order giving a nod to the construction of the Central Vistas project amidst the pandemic, had said that in contracts, in view of contracts, time limit is the key, and hence these projects should be completed timely. In fact, now the Supreme Court also has given a nod. This is a big relief.
I apologize yet again that I am having to interrupt you, but we are trying to bring in as many voices on the story as possible. Swapnil Kothari is now with us on the phone line. Swapnil, your reaction to what the Supreme Court has said, as it has called all these petitions motivated and said that they are selective in nature, clearing the path for the construction of the Central Vista project and refusing to entertain any pleas on it.
Yes, Suresha, these things often happen, and these things happen day in, day out, also in the High Courts and, of course, in the Supreme Court as well, where, people have their own motivations and their own reasons, and they file these public interest litigations, or they file these applications trying to poke a nose. And in this, what happens is usually that people try to take disadvantage of the fact that they've got their approach to the court. Sometimes it's just for the publicity, for the limelight, etc. And the court sees through that. And the court has passed severe orders in the past that if the PLs are frivolous and motivated, then they'll be levying costs in that. So I'm sure they would have levied some costs on this also. They have paved the way for this simply because they've realized that there is nothing in the petition that merits an interference by the court, and that too when the Delhi High Court has given a go-ahead. Why the hell should they interfere? And normally they wouldn't do that, because they would have read the Delhi High Court order. Then they would have said that, okay, let us look at the merits if there is any, if the Delhi High Court has missed out anything. So if they've come to a conclusion, the Supreme Court comes to a conclusion that, look, we don't think that the Delhi High Court has missed out anything while passing this order and giving a go-ahead. So we find this highly motivated and a complete waste of time of the Supreme Court, and a complete waste of time on behalf of, the people who are going to read about this, or who are going to look at this and, may find one way or the other developing their view. But it's still a waste of time, so we definitely would levy costs. And we'll dismiss this petition straight away. So it's cleared the way, because they possibly realized that these petitioners came out with some sort of an angst against a particular ruling party or anything of that sort. So if that was the way that they wanted to, put spokes in the wheel, as we call it, these kind of PLs are generally straight away dismissed. I mean, these are considered as absolutely frivolous. So, if the court finds no merit in them, then which it did today, and
absolutely,
Swapnil, that this is the fate that awaited them. So this is something which is a good thing.
And even the Delhi High Court held that the Central Vista project is work of national importance, the same line that the Supreme Court has taken. Swapnil, I want to thank you this afternoon for speaking to Republic, and also my colleague Ananya, who's been keeping us ahead on this story.